Oliver Anthony's got a new video he just dropped this morning. And we're going to check it out right after this. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Eric's React and Review. Music, comic books, movie trailers, toys, and more. Please hit subscribe.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Oliver Anthony's done it again. Here we all are. Here's me thinking, like, you know what? Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon of having to they do all these reaction videos, to Oliver Anthony because he's the new hip thing to get views and all this stuff like that. It's like I would never do that, man. Never. But here I am. No, but honestly, it's not about that. With me, it's like, I'm grateful that I get views and likes and stuff that I do. I mean, obviously, I'm not nowhere near like some of these guys that get like 100,000, a million views within like a day or so like that, and they probably make a living off it. But, I'm not interested in making a living off what I do. This is fun for me. This is just entertaining. And I love coming across I'm always trying to grow and learn new things about it and just, and also discover new things as far as music and all the stuff that's going on in the world. And then be able to have the platform to be able to, share my thoughts and opinions about it and get thoughts and opinions from other people. So here we are with Oliver Anthony, and he dropped a new song. Is it going to be political? Whose side is he going to be on, the right or the left? It's like, I feel bad for this guy. Everyone's like tug of war. And when I did the reaction video to his, the Richmond, north of Richmond, my first impression after reading the lyrics and everything, or listening to the lyrics and in the song, again, the song really did give those goosebumps to me, hearing it for the first time. And the thing I got out of the lyrics was he was just singing from the heart, and he was singing everything he felt. Like, it was such a simple chord progression. I've heard it a million times in songs. I'm a songwriter myself, and I've used that chord progression myself, just in different variations. But that's not what it's about. It's about taking that and delivering it in the way he did and making it real. Because if I were to sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to try to write a song like Oliver Anthony and try to hopefully that'll go viral, it probably won't, because I'm doing it for that particular reason, or I'm just like, what I mean? I think this guy really just sat down and this song just came out of him, like the other songs that he writes, and that's what we're going to check out, his new one that he just dropped called 90 Some Chevy. But I truly believe that that's what I get, when I hear his music, when I hear music from other people who are authentic in that way. Like me, when I write a song, I try to be as authentic as I can because I'm writing from my heart. So I'm hoping that when people hear my original music, and I've gotten feedback that they have, and which is great, and you can't please everybody, but at the same time, it's like, I get that from people like, wow, that song really resonates with me, and that's because I was writing it from a place where I'm at, and so Oliver Anthony, he's writing this song from a place where he's at, and it just happened to strike that perfect chord, that perfect nerve across the country. And then but that's what I got from it. Okay, I'm posting on Facebook saying, hey, check out this new guy, man, this fucking shit's badass. And then, of course, I'm getting political feedback from all of my friends on the right and the left. I'm in the middle. I've always been in the middle. And so I'm getting a little stuff. Some people are saying, oh, it's the fastest song. And I'm thinking, where in the lyrics is it fastest? I guess, later on you learn, I guess something about, I guess they thought he was putting down poor people or whatever because of the, fat people, or, collecting welfare or whatever. I don't know if that's what paraphrasing, obviously, but anyway, I didn't get that from him. He's talking about stuff that everyone argues about and talks about, and he just put it into the song. And then he goes and releases the video, and he explains it. And I like that he did that. That he could just sit in his truck and explain, hey, this is. And he even said, if I have to go and break down all my lyrics and songs, analytically or whatever, and present it to you guys, that's what I'll do. And he's willing to do that. And that's where I found out. That's where I really truly felt relieved that this guy is the real deal as far as what he's doing and why he's doing it, and that he's not just, a lot of people. So I even had someone say that he was an agent, planted or whatever from Ben Shapiro, just because of something that he had something to do with Ben Shapiro or something. Maybe on his YouTube, he had a video or something that one of his. I don't know much about Ben Shapiro. I know he's got a bunch of controversial stuff he says and this and that, but I try not to buy into all that stuff, But yeah, so you get the conspiracy theories come out and everything, and and I was making fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene for posting oh yeah, we love Oliver Anthony, he's our hero, and I even knew right there, dude, he's fucking writing this song about you. And then the fact that he actually said that about, when they played his song at the GOP debates, that he thought it was funny that he wrote that song about those people. And when I say those people, not just the Republicans, the Democrats, everybody. That's what the song is about. These politicians that are having all of us back and forth with each other, and we're all kind of, I guess you could say, gullible for following or taking the bait and stuff like that. But I don't know. I try to look at everything objectively and critically think everything and do this. Yeah, I get news or information from news, and I get information from Facebook and this and that. But I form my own opinion based on what I see and what I feel. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. There's no sense in arguing with people. Like, the best way to end the argument with somebody is to be like, you know what, you're right and I'm right. See ya. you know, because we're so busy trying to change the other person's mind. We're trying to, like, he's got to see it my way, and if he doesn't see it my way, he's the enemy or she's the enemy. It's just like, enough of that. Look at that metalhead is going to react to a country song by Oliver Anthony, and he's drinking out of a SpongeBob coffee cup. I think there's a plane going over. Anyway, let's get into this. This is Oliver Anthony. He dropped a new song, 90 some Chevy. I'm not a car guy. I'm a guitar guy. I'm a guitar guy, so, and I don't even really know about guitar brands. I've been playing for 40 years. And my thing about guitar and music is I know everything about the theory and chord progressions and scales and just songwriting, all the stuff like that. I've always never cared less about what kind of guitar I'm playing, as long as it felt good. If the neck feels good and I get to know that neck, like you get to know a lady, you want to know everything about the woman that you're going to be with, right? So I do that with the guitar, except for, I guess that's kind of a contradictory statement, right? Because when you get with a woman, you want to know their name, whereas me is like, you want to know everything about them, but you don't care to know their name. And I'm like that with the guitar. It's like I want to know everything about the guitar as far as music wise, but I don't care what brand it is. It's like, I walked into that one. But anyway, my point is that guitars are my thing, and I'm not a car guy, so I don't know what he means by 90 some Chevy. Maybe it's some is short for 90 something Chevy, like maybe it's a car that came out in the 90s that he's can't remember what year that he bought it or whatever, or what year the car's make is. And I guess we'll know when we hear the song. Is it going to be political? No, but yeah. So a 90 Chevy. What is that, guys? Let me know. Men, women out there, dogs, cats, lizards. If you're watching this, let me know. Are you a car person? What kind of car you got? My car growing up, like my grandmother taught me how to drive, and she always gave me her cars, the hand-me-down cars, and moved to LA. When I moved to LA, she gave me a van so the band could live in the van until we got signed to our record deal that we did. Yeah, so my first car was a Plymouth Arrow. It was a blue hatchback. That was her car that she taught me how to drive in. She gave me that. Then she gave me another car after that. After I destroyed that one, she gave me a Pinto, a 79. I think it was a 79 Pinto. It's a station wagon with the pinstripe. And I think it was the kind of Pintos that if you hit the gas tank or something, if you get an accident and the gas tank gets hit, it can blow up really easily or some shit. It's like, thanks, Grandma, for giving me a death machine. Then after that car got destroyed by an ex-girlfriend, long story, but I'll tell another time. Anyway, never cheat on a girlfriend after you break up with her and then go back with her and tell her that you didn't sleep with anybody. And then that girl that you slept with goes and tells her that you did, and then she fucking smashes up your car. Never do that, guys, okay? I was 18 when that happened. Young, dumb, and full of cum, as they say. Anyway, then my next car was a big, giant red station wagon, a country Squire. Man, that car was fast, though, man. We moved to LA with that one, and we slept in it for a while. The whole band, I had like 4 guys in the band. We were all sleeping in this big old giant station wagon, driving downtown LA. But I actually got into a high-speed chase with it in downtown LA. My first time being downtown, man, I actually fender bumped this one guy. I didn't have insurance, so he said, pull over. So I pretended to pull over, but then I just took off, and he started chasing us. And, man, I'm going through, like, all these different streets and alleyways and stuff, and somehow I lost the dude, man. It was like something out of a freaking Starsky and Hutch TV show. Yeah, it was crazy. And I had my drummer in the back seat. He's like laughing and totally busting up and fucking like, I'm getting all distracted and we're all laughing and just jumping over fucking little humps and shit. Anyway, let's get into this. Enough of my walks down memory lane. Oliver Anthony, 90 some Chevy. We'll talk about it and we'll talk about what's going on with him after this.
That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy.
Wait, hold on. It's bugging me. I got to figure out. So he's got the capo on. That's like I saw it was on the 4th fret. I don't have a capo on this one right now. So it's, he's doing. Yeah, it's cool. North of Richmond was. Something like that. I got the rhythm wrong, but those were the chords he used for that. So this one he's using E major, D to A. But if you put the capo on the 4th fret, obviously it changes the tone and all that good stuff. But yeah, anyway, sorry for the disruption. Let's start it again.
That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350s when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I'll tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Zemco. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy.
Yeah, I like this.
In the back of that 90-some Chevy.
Totally metal. Brutal.
She's hotter than hell, I'm higher than gas. She's sweeter than honey, I'm poor white trash. She ain't had a check that I couldn't cash. I guess that she's my Carter, then I'm her cash. And I've
like
been sitting around drinking on it. I guess I'm gonna have to get me a ring and get it on it. 'Cause that old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350s when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Zemco. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy. In the back of that 90-some Chevy.
Yeah.
That old darling of mine's like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on.
Oh my God! Did he just compare his car to a woman? He's a chauvinist. Just kidding. Hear people like now they're gonna find something wrong with this song. Just kidding. No, here's the thing about country music, and I love when people say, I'm a metalhead or I love all music, but I like some country. I like the old style country. This is old style country right here. I mean, this is like the stuff you guys been listening to for the past 30 years as far like these Taylor Swift. Not I wouldn't say Taylor Swift, but she used to be or who's some of the top country Luke Bryan, all those guys like that. I mean, they're good. Obviously, they're good at what they do. But real country. I mean, look, I love the reference to Johnny Cash and June Carter in the lyric. I thought that was really cool. Um, just this is the kind of song that no matter who you are, where you're at, where you're from, you come home from a long day of work, whatever your job is, whether it's busting your ass all day in the fucking ditch or you're pushing papers all day in the office or whatever. Uh, you're gonna be able to resonate with it. You come home and it's just that feeling of coming home and you got your dog. I love when he said like something about the frogs croaking. I thought at first I thought I heard him say people coking down in the creek or whatever. I was thinking, what, doing cocaine or some shit? Woo! Wholesome song, very good. Again, what I'm trying to say is that this is real country music right here. This is the kind of shit that when people say, I like some country, I like the old style country. Well, this is a new guy, a young guy, and he's playing music that could have been released 100 years ago, And like if you'd have put this record on and with the blindfold on, and you told me, hey, this is some old recording I found from 1947 or whatever, I'm gonna believe it because that's what it sounds like it came from, And then just I love the environment that he's in. I love the whole with all the I live here in Portland, Oregon, and there's a lot of greenery here, and there's a lot of nice, very nice places that are green, but I hardly can't get to them because I don't have a 90 some Chevy. I have a bus until I ride, and buses don't go out to a lot of those places. I take city transit, because I lost my license a long time ago. But I can live vicariously through Oliver Anthony just watching his videos and just I can almost smell the green from the video, the green trees and just being out there. Because as a kid, I lived in a small town, and that's what we would do. We'd always just go to the creek and swim in it and catch frogs and pollywogs, fish for crawdads. Some people crayfish, crawdads. We call them crawdads. We'd get there. Here's a cool crawdad technique. We used to get our grandmother's pantyhose, and we'd put liver inside the pantyhose. But you want to get sort of a fishnetty kind of pantyhose, Okay, my grandmother wore fishnet pantyhose sometimes. Who knows what she was doing on those late night hours. But anyway, so we'd take those fishnet pantyhose and we'd put liver in it, and then we'd dip it in the water and just let it sit there, and then we'd pull it up, man. There'd be like freaking like 20 or 30 like crawdads just clinging. Their claws are obviously stuck into the fishnets, and so we'd fucking pull them out and put them in our little bucket and take them home. And then we'd eat them, I always called them the poor man's lobster because they looked like little lobster tails, chop off their tails or whatever, and then tasted really good frying them up and everything. But we'd always keep a couple as pets, which is totally kind of cruel, I guess you could say, like fucking killing their friends and then keeping a few for pets. Hey, you're gonna entertain me for a while. Anyway, let's back to Oliver Anthony. Since he broke onto the scene, he's gotten over 7,305,075 monthly listeners on Spotify, man. Check this guy out. Now, I love the story about him turning down a record deal of $8 million. That's like the big thing. And I hope he really sticks to that. I mean, he sounds like a guy that will. But, that's a lot of money and that's temptation. But to be honest and be real, the way the record industry is today and the way music industry is today, it's obvious this guy doesn't need a record deal. He's doing all this on his own. I mean, the fact that he blew up like this, he doesn't need no $8 million, and then he's gonna have to pay it back if he doesn't sell, or let's say he's here today, gone tomorrow, 15 minutes of fame, whatever. He's gonna be stuck with like having to produce that next 8 million, and who knows what the contract will ensue. It depends on if he's gonna get 8 million plus, will he get lifetime royalties or whatever, the publishing, all this stuff. He's gonna have to go through a lot of shit to and it's just to me like for a guy like this who's so humble and just so wholesome and to have to go through all of that, and then I mean I can see this guy winning Grammys and being an artist who just came out of nowhere, never charted before, number one on the billboards, and then all of a sudden win a Grammy. That's gonna turn some fucking heads right there. Look what happened to what's her name from American Idol? Like, what was her name again? The black chick that why can't I think of her name? But she came in second place, or she didn't even win American Idol, but then she ended up winning an Oscar for her role in escapes my mind. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, she's a really really good singer. anyway, so stuff like that happens in this day and age. I mean, just things going viral, and I mean the fact that this video right here that dropped this morning, it's already up to almost 200,000 views, and it's only been out 4 hours. Right, I'm taping this right now, and the video's at 4 hours that's been out, and I'm gonna get 500,000 views for this reaction video, and I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna go to Mexico, and I'm gonna buy a house. Just kidding. But my point is, he doesn't need a record deal. So you can take it. To me, it seems kind of insulting at this point. $8 million. I mean, come on. I mean, if he's got 52 million streams on that one video already, I checked last night on Richmond, north of Richmond, it's already up to 52 million views, and then shit, I can't even imagine like what it is on Spotify. Let's see. Let me check real quick. Yeah, 39 million plays, and not to mention the downloads. You know, people I would obviously download music, and sometimes they'll pay $1 or something to download. So I can only imagine like if he's got like 50 million downloads or whatever, or 20 million. Even if he had 20 million downloads for $1, let's just say if he's doing that, but a lot of times people download if they have a subscription, so he's probably only going to make like whatever. Like me, I have my music on streaming on iTunes and stuff, and I only make like 0.4 cents. You know, I've had my music out since 2020. I don't have a whole lot of songs. I have about maybe 5 or 6 singles out there. But I've gotten pretty good amount of streams. I got about 45, almost 50,000 streams out of all of them, and I've only been paid about maybe 200, 250 over the past 3 years, which is okay. I mean, paid electric bill, you know, bought some cat food with it, but yeah. But I don't do it for that. You know, we as musicians, as songwriters, we do it for the love of doing it, and we know going in at it that we're not going to get rich overnight. You know, my old band, we got signed to a record deal, $10,000 record deal. But did we get rich? No, but we got a pretty good notoriety, and we got a legacy. You know, we're working on a documentary that's going to come out next year. Check out Will-O-Wisp if you guys want to, if you're curious, online. You can probably find us anywhere on there. You know, we're a very underground, very eccentric, gothic, death metal, black metal band with a unique stage show and everything. So anyway, Oliver Anthony, that's what we're talking about. So yeah, he don't need a record deal. Okay. So all you moguls out there, record moguls or whatever you call yourselves, leave this guy alone, man. Let him do his thing. He's doing it right, you know, and I can only hope that he stays humble and stays true to himself, which he sounds like he's going to. You know, this is what music is about. This is, you know, people could fight and argue and bicker about, you know, what it means, and you know, lyrics are up for interpretation. You know, they're probably going to pick this song apart and see what he's talking about. You know, I'm sure there's something about, I think he said something about cashing his check or something and being poor or whatever. So they're going to harp on, they're going to find something up. There's going to be some naysayers that are going to find something wrong with this, you know, and there's going to be conspiracy. I hope that doesn't happen, but you know, this is the day and age that we live in. All you can do is just do this, move forward. That's all you can do. Do this and just keep moving. Right? All the naysayers, all the haters, all the bullshit out there, it's going to be there no matter what. It's going to be there. It was there before we were born. It's going to be there after we die. It's all up to how we react to it is what's going to make the difference. How I react to someone hating on something or misinterpreting something or coming at me about something that blown out of context or whatever. It's how I react to it is what's going to make the difference. You know, they're already reacting the way they react. So how I react to how they react, this is a reaction video, right? How I react is what's going to make the difference. So you have that control. You have control over how you react to stuff, and you know, and so yeah, so like you have control over whether you're going to hit like on this button or dislike, or you're going to leave me a good comment or a bad comment. You have that control to do that. I have no control as to what you will react to this reaction video. And that's a beautiful thing. I accept that, you know. I'm very thick-skinned. I can take the heat. I can take whatever. I love criticism. You know what I love about criticism? I love honest criticism. And I could tell when it's honest or not. If it's something, but if it comes sideways and it's just somebody just wanting to be a troll or an asshole, you know, it doesn't bother me at all because I know what it is. I just know it's not authentic. But if somebody clearly says, hey, you know, I didn't like what you said, or I didn't appreciate the way you came across this or whatever like that. I gave it a listen to I could respect that. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm sorry that you took it that way, and I whether I meant it or not, this is what happened, and this is how it is. But I appreciate that. I appreciate constructive criticism, or even just if it's not constructive, as long as it comes from a real place. That being said, Oliver Anthony's got a hell of a journey ahead of him, man. He's my favorite country artist. I know I'm a metalhead, and I write a lot of metal songs, and oh no, here's a weird thing about me. Like, I listen to a lot of metal, but lately, in the past like couple of years, most of my music has been kind of more alternative rock, Um, and when I do write a metal song, it's gonna sound like it's from the '80s, just because it's gonna sound like that classic '80s metal, just because that's where I grew up at. Like Wasp. I got a lot of Wasp sounding riffs too, So this was my era. So I can't play that new shit that tuned down to drop C sharp and dingent type metal and stuff like that. I mean, I can if I wanted to. It doesn't do nothing for me. I like listening to it. I like listening to a lot of the newer bands. I love lots, but it's just not my thing to like try to fit in and write that kind of style just to fit in. All I can do is appreciate all the new stuff that's coming out. Here's what I love. I love the fact that people are still doing it. People are still creating. People are still, whether you're country, rap, hip hop, trip, whatever, mumble rap, even though I might not like a lot of mumble rap, but it's all about being creative, man. And to me, it's about the song. I don't care what genre it is. If it goes in here, it resonates in here and stays, then it's great. I don't care if it's a country, bebop, boop-bop, dip-bip-dap-bop, dip-bip, whatever you want to call the damn genre, subgenre, a subgenre of subgenre, or whatever. That's what's good. It's good. But if it goes in here and out to here, that means it didn't do anything for me. Gotta go in here, resonate, and stay, and then boom, move it down to the heart, and bam, you got a good song. Goes in here, out here, move on. That's all you can do. All right. So all of you Oliver Anthony fans out there, get out there and buy all that merchandise. Beware of the bootleg stuff. Just kidding. No, but this has been pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to his next venture, and I'm keeping my eyes on him to see where he goes with his career. Yeah, maybe I can get an interview at him for my show, The Metal Block. I think he'd be good on The Metal Block. No, but I do have another show I'm starting called In the Chamber, and it's going to be interviews with people that aren't so much about metal or rock or whatever. It could be like comic book artists. I got a lot of comic book artist friends. Just people in different areas of pop culture. And so I'm going to do that show starting in late September. And then I got The Metal Block. I'm finishing my last episode today. And then I'm going to come back in October with a new season of that. So yeah. So tomorrow's Metal Block is going to be Raven Chain of the band Sister Kill Cycle. Check them out on YouTube and everything. Sister Kill Cycle. They got a new song called Cancel Culture. That's Cancel Culture with a K. All right. So yeah. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know we've been going on a little bit long here, but get out there and check out some Oliver Anthony. And like I always say at the end of every video, be kind to yourself. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to yourself. Because if you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else. All right. So horns up and peace out. How do I stop this thing? What the hell? Where's this contraption?